fuck off coverage. Defensive line can't get the shirt. I was like, boy, you script writers in y'all bag right now, boy.
It's 7:30.
How y'all doing? It's us. We live. Oh, wait a minute. I know. It's crazy. No, it's not Wednesday. It's not Saturday. It's Tuesday. It's our new time for the end game. And you see us here? Oh, yeah. Now you finna get it. Early in the week sporting news. It's me, your favorite uncle. Over to my right, your favorite cousin. It is not unhinged, but it's the end game. And down at the bottom under me, my brother from the same mother, Elmo, the hot corner Jackson, and my man, the CEO, Mr. Brandon Smith, will be is what we call him. How y'all fellas doing?
What's good? What's good, family? What's good?
Hey, we good.
I can't wait.
We might have to skip the mental health check because I got like 4 players injured. I don't even. Hey, you asking my mental health is like a 2. I gotta make 20 adjustments.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, ain't no way. You might as well skip that one. I'm a -7, man.
Listen, I'm in one league with my 2 starting running backs. Saquon Barkley was Nick Chubb, and I'm sitting here looking like be damn. But listen though,
I'm in one league, and my 2 backs is Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor. So I'm like, man, just go ahead, man, and just kill me.
And let me tell you something. And this is gonna bolster all the owners, all these NFL owners, for these running backs talking about all the running backs want to get paid. Austin Eckler doesn't have a timetable to get back. Josh Jacobs not producing. Aaron Jones just set out last game, but he's potentially back this time. Nick Chubb like he need a whole leg. A whole new leg, like it's bionic or something like that.
Actually, man, that's actually true. They talking about amputating his leg.
Yeah, they talking about
amputating his leg. His career might be over.
Saquon is out for at least 3 weeks at this point. These are top premier running backs that we talk about. Najee Harris is not producing. So we talking about the running backs who's talking about we want our money, and yet this is the stuff that's happening. On a day-to-day. Let's talk about this one right here. What does this say? What does this say about the running back? What does this say about the running back? We're going
to talk about that.
We got it.
It's your boy, Jody Skywalker, and this is In Game Podcast. This is the home of the hottest sportscast intro and podcast on the internet. So we're going to hit y'all with this intro, bro, and we'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, jumping out of the basement, best in the game, ain't no need for replacements. Beating up the block, putting holes in the pavement. Pass up the rock, the only thing we shooting J's with. Easy on the scene, family talk is the kingpin. Sports and direct, no ESPN. Being top rate, busting streams through your state. Bro, we all up for debate, but this ain't first take. Hell no. Right here, you can get it in a hurry. Listen as we drop nuggets. No Joker, no Murray for the 3-step Curry. Took it like a thief. My homeboy Pat classified as a chief. Jody hit us with the college. We got MLB knowledge. Boxing social with the chef. TKO before the stop and playing homage to the best. Us, we proclaim Uncle Pudge and the CEO. This the end game.
I'm the one that got sick. Make that motherfucker flip. Safe bet with all your chips. I'm the one. Not 2 and not 3. That ain't me. I'm the one. One and only. Ain't no asses in my seat. I'm the one. Might check me on the one. Niggas hate me cause I won. And they hate me. I'm the one. Ain't no faking. I'm the no mistaking. I'm the one. Ain't no breaking. I'm the one. I'm the greatest. I'm the one.
Well, it's your boy Jody Skywalker, and every week we can't even we be here arguing backstage. We can't wait to talk to y'all. We be arguing backstage. And one thing we love to talk about is that good old NFL. And I came in here with the blasphemy this morning. I came in here telling your Bears suck. What the hell is going on in goddamn Chicago? I need one of these 2 brothers, right? I need Mr. Jackson or Mr. Jackson to tell us about what the fuck is going on. Because I watched the game, right? Hear me out. It's like Matt Nagy never left. It's like, are you scared to throw the ball down the field? It's like literally, it is the same play. It is the same play. It was like they just do those wide receiver spot passes, or they try to run screens, or they try to run Justin Fields, or they try to run McGovern. Like, do you not just drop back and throw the ball down the field? It's 3rd and 9, and you literally threw like a 3-yard pass, hoping DJ Moore is gonna break. Like, what is he supposed to break? Like 6 tackles? Like, what if, like, nigga, what is going on in Chicago? And it's like the defense is doing everything in their power to keep this sorry ass offense in the game. And then it's like, even on a 2-step drop, Justin Fields dropped back, and before he could throw the ball, he got somebody in his face. Now I know the Bucks defensive line is decent, but y'all couldn't give my boy no time. Even when the Bucks were up 2 damn scores and they let him drive down the field, they were struggling to do that. I seen him throw a pass downfield and was actually shocked. I'm like, wait, they threw the ball north and south instead of east and west. It's like, is Matt Nagy like doing a little puppets on y'all? It's like, talk to me. What the fuck is going on in Chicago, people? Help me.
Matt Nagy out there slowing down the Chiefs. That's what he out there doing.
Yeah, that's true. But this is what's going on, man.
I'll talk about them Bears, man. Talk about them
Bears.
Bears.
This is what's going on with them.
We finna get on them Pats next.
But this is what, no, seriously, this is what's going on. They're taking away from Justin what makes Justin special. If you look at that game, Justin had plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to take off running. It appears that they told him to stay in the pocket because I guess the criticism in Chicago, and you should never listen to Chicago Bears fans because them motherfuckers stupid. They don't know shit. Anyway, you know, the criticism was out there and they said, you know, he a running back and all this dumb shit. So it seemed like the coaches kept him in the pocket. Don't run, don't run. Don't run, don't run. Let the play develop. And it's like, dude, listen, you can't take that part of his game away, first of all. That's what makes teams fear him. He had 1,100 rushing yards last year. They like, oh shit, this dude is scary. And then the play calling, oh my God, you're right. I'm sitting up here looking at the play calling like, did Matt Nagy ever leave? Who the hell is this? Who calling this trash? No one calls a screen when they backed up on their own 5. Nobody. I watched the Dallas Cowboys game after that. They playing the Jets. Same damn scenario. Dallas was backed up on their own 5. You know what they did? They hit C.D. Lamb on a quick slant. That motherfucker took it 30 yards. And I was like, now that's what you're supposed to call. A screen, not a screen, you know, and then people talking about he can't read defenses. I'm like, motherfucking, you can't read Dr. Seuss. So y'all both even. So what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
I'm like, how you gonna tell this man he can't read defense? So I put a challenge out. I said, okay, he can't read defense. What defense was Tampa Bay running and the Packers running? What's the name of it? What coverages and all? All I get is a bunch of deflection, a bunch of, oh man, he get paid to do this, we don't. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that. What defense, since you can read defenses and you know what he's supposed to be doing, what defense? Nobody can answer that. I was like, I'll make it easy for you. Go to your local semi-pro team. Try out for quarterback. Let me see you make the team, and then let me see how you read defenses. Motherfuckers didn't say nothing. That's why I said, don't listen to Chicago Bears fans. They stupid as fuck. All they do is repeat what they hear on radio and see on TV. Now, you can't get that, but you may find one out of 2,000 that can actually talk to you about football. The rest is the rest are stupid. Hey, what's up, Jimbo? Um, but
Jimbo.
yeah,
What's
and the
up? What's up,
defense,
fellas?
I noticed that our defense, they in a 4-3, when you playing defense, your defensive ends are supposed to maintain the outside. That's their job because they on the outside. But if you look, we pinch our defensive ends
Inside. Yeah.
inside, and we do a lot of stunts. That's why they break runs on us off tackle. When they start shooting the ends upfield, that's when we was crashing their runs and catching them in the backfield. So if you want to pinch your ends, you can't do that in a 4-3. That's more or less like a 3-4 type thing with the outside linebacker. You can, because the outside linebackers are outside and you can pinch the ends in. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that they got to get together in Chicago. When Luke Getzey started calling actual plays, you see Justin Field go 6 for 6, throwing a touchdown. You see his 2 touchdowns. The first drive of the game was beautiful. They went 75 yards and scored, and it's like, okay, yeah, here we go. And then all of a sudden, he turned into motherfucking Matt Nagy, man, 7.9. The damn downgraded version. Like, hold on. And it's like, come on, man. We gotta do better. We have to do better. That's my assessment for the Bears. Leave Justin Fields alone, because it's them. You supposed to game plan for your quarterback strength, not strip something away from him that he does well. They did the same with Mitch Trubisky. Told him stop running, stay in the pocket. Now he backing up in Pittsburgh. They keep on fucking with Justin Fields, and he gonna be gone, but he gonna be starring for somebody else, and we gonna be having some piece of trash. Everybody wishing that the Bears can tank and we can get Caleb Williams. I'm like, it won't matter if we motherfucking get motherfucking Buck Williams. It doesn't matter, man. It's y'all killing quarterbacks. So I like to know what y'all fellas, for those who watched the game, what y'all saw and thought.
Hold on. Let me jump in here because he said he wanted to hear from both of us. So 4 things for you. First of all, I agree wholeheartedly with what you said. My first thing, I wouldn't trust Luke I wouldn't trust Luke Getzey to call plays for a Pop Warner team. Two, I think you alluded to this a little bit earlier. You can't make Justin Fields a pocket passer. He just isn't a pocket passer, right? I mean, his known and flash is to actually be able to get outside the pocket, outside the pocket and actually run to create plays. He's actually improved from that from his first 2 years when he was actually in the league, when he was a little bit indecisive, up until this year 3, where you saw flashes of it in year 2, where he's like, okay, if it's not there, then I'm looking for the hole. I'm gonna take off and run. At this point. But as you can see, they're trying to tell him, stay in the pocket, pass. Look, if somebody's breathing on me when I say hike, I don't have time to react to that, right? It ain't like it ain't like he got the 93 Dallas Cowboys line where they was black with with Leon Letner. You know what I mean? He don't have
it ain't like he got the 2007 New York Jets line.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not like he has that. The third thing I'm going to say about that is, and I think you alluded to this again earlier. The play calling is horrible. It's completely horrible. It's completely out of hand at this point. Yes, when you go back and break down the film, you can look. Justin did have a couple seconds here there where he did miss some open receivers, some open spots. But I mean, it's like hitting a dog, right?
Oh, really? Were they open? Because I seen defenders in the area.
No, right. But it was enough time where you can zip something in there, right? But to his defense, playing devil's advocate here, if you look, and it's like a dog that's always being abused. if this dog know I abuse him, every time I come close to him, he gonna shy away and bow down, or he gonna run and try to take off. That's exactly what's going on here with Justin Fields here. He can't choose, and he won't say it, but I'm gonna say it. He don't trust that online. He don't, and I completely understand why, man. Because they let this man get killed, like you said, 1,146 yards last year. Second time a quarterback has ever done it. Second most time quarterback ever rushed or done that in the NFL. And that's his strong suit. That's his strength. There's actually a quote that's out there. I forget from who, and I remember reading it. They was like, the other 31 teams are saying they're thanking the Chicago Bears for trying to make him a pocket passer, because they realize if they let him, beat feet, hit that sideline and create those seams and take off running, it's going to create issues for the rest of the NFL. But the Bears need to get it together. They're facing a 1-1. They're facing a 1-1 Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions this week coming up. And if they don't get it together, they're going to drop to 0-3 real quick. What do you guys think?
Hey, man, I totally agree to everything y'all said. I really ain't got no pushback. I was listening to a lot of, in the morning I do a lot of my sport podcasts listening, and my ESPN watching, and a lot of the experts, so-called quote-unquote experts. I don't call all of them experts. Half of them never played the game. But a question that was rising up in a lot of those podcasts was, is this it for Justin Fields? Is he broken now? And according to, and y'all answer my question if y'all want to, according to what Telly and Elmo was just saying, it's not that it's just as Justin Fields. It's the fact that they're not, like Telly said, they're not orchestrating the scheme to fit his abilities. They're hindering Justin Fields. And
absolutely.
I just so much wish I can be on some of these podcasts that talk about Justin Fields, and because it was absolutely wrong. So I'm asking that question to you guys, and I know I kind of already know what the answer is, judging on what y'all said. But is he broken? Is it the fact that he's broken now because he's not being able to do what he does?
I will say this. As a Carolina Panther fan, I watch the Carolina Panthers completely screw over probably one of the most athletically gifted people that ever graced the football field with Cam Newton. You literally brought this man in shit his career, right? And somehow or another, he made it work. He made it work. And it's like, at one point, you get to a point where it's like, you have to realize, at one point, his best receiver was Ted Ginn Jr. Mister, I'll go up and catch it one hand and tiptoe in the back of the end zone, but I'll drop a pass, you know what I'm saying, wide the hell open. At one point, his best weapon was Ted Ginn Jr. You know what I'm saying? It's like you killed that man's career. And it was one of them things where there had to be a point where you had to tell Cam, hey, bruh, stay your ass in the pocket, right? Because you got rid of Steve Smith, and which I didn't understand that move either. You got rid of Steve Smith.
Move. That was a cap move.
Yeah, that's money.
No, cap move with the age.
Let me rephrase that. I understand why they got rid of Steve Smith. Steve Smith wanted the ball. And the problem was you had this rookie quarterback, Cam Newton, who was forcing Steve Smith the ball. And so what they wanted Cam to do was progress through his reads. And they kind of looked at it as like, hey, bro, we got to get rid of Smith because we need Cam to not just look for Smith. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a couple times that Cam forced that ball into double coverage, and all 5'9" of Steve Smith made a spectacular catch. But there were other times where he just forced it in double coverage and it got picked off. And they wanted Cam to stop forcing Smith the ball, and they got rid of him. But it didn't really help him. So Justin Fields, to me personally, is a good quarterback. You're right. You just have to find a scheme that helps him do what he's supposed to do. And you have to get the defense to help Justin Fields. You need a good defense, a really good running game, and you need at least one big target at receiver, right? Like he kind of needs that Mike Evans, Randy Moss kind of Megatron type dude. Like he ain't gonna make the best throw, but if he get into this vicinity, it'll be a good catch. And as much as I hate to say,
Chase Claypool, he's 6'4", runs a 4.3 40. They don't even scheme really for Chase. They don't scheme for him either.
Chase Claypool gives me crybaby vibes because every time he's over there, he gives me crybaby vibes. Who they need is that motherfucker from Florida State, Wilson. This nigga is 6'7". All right. All I'm saying is, Bears draft him. Now you got a big end zone threat. Like, you know what?
We got Cole Kmet. He's 6'5", 6'6". They just don't scheme. They just don't scheme for these players. That's the thing. They not scheme. Let me tell you something. If anybody else had Cole Kmet, say the Chiefs, Cole Kmet be just like Travis Kelce.
I totally agree with that.
If he was in San Francisco, he'd be like George Kittle. You know, he'll have all these targets and because the man can run, the man is tall. Chase Claypool, you see, he finally got the cooking and hit a touchdown. I'm like, when they start finally scheming for DJ Moore, he got the cooking, 6 catches, 104 yards.
But
you know,
those were the Bucks playing pre-vid defense. Like a lot of those.
No, those were earlier. Like in the first drive when he hit DJ twice, man, DJ was cooking, and then all of a sudden, he disappeared. They stopped calling plays like that. Like rest of the game disappeared because it's a weird. And what you said, run game, I totally agree. Our run game stopped. They disappeared. They stopped calling run plays, and it's a fucking mess, man. It is a fucking mess.
And what's crazy is if you notice that about the Bears, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, when they start panicking, they'll abandon the entire run.
Oh, they abandon the run like them.
And they will pass.
That was Matt Nagy's problem. You know, even when Nagy was here and the run was cooking, he just abandoned it. He just
abandoned it. He just go pass
and just started passing the ball. Man, dude, and you can see shades of that in Kansas City, but we'll get to that in a minute. But for them Bears, listen here, man. I hate this week of football personally because it's the week when we play the Chiefs every 4 years. These motherfucking bitch-ass Bears fans, which I tell you, not listen to them, start fucking crying about, we could have had Patrick Mahomes. And then they shut the fuck up. Hey, 7 years, 6 years, let it go.
Listen,
damn, you wouldn't have done shit here.
It's not the quarterback, people. It's not the quarterback.
Thank you. Patrick Mahomes look the same way.
Hey, right. How many quarterbacks did the Browns go through before they finally figured maybe, just maybe, we should worry about getting a complete team instead of a quarterback, right? But let's talk Let's talk about another 0-2 team, right? Let's talk about the Patriots. Bill Belichick and the Patriots. As our expert Patriots fan, what's going on in Foxborough, my boy?
I wouldn't say it's about what's going on. I mean, y'all got to look at the track record of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick kind of used the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the regular season as an extension of the preseason. So let's. I'm not hitting panic mode. I'm not hitting panic mode because actually Mac Jones, Mr. Mac Daddy, Mac Sauce, Mr. Big Mac, he actually has been playing well. If we really
sure is.
He's actually been playing well. Honestly, with the 0-2 start, I think we started out extremely slow. With the games, I think we started out extremely slow. We pick up momentum at the half, and it's like it's a catch up. It's a catch up type of thing. So I'm not pushing the panic button in Foxborough. Long as I know Dollar Bill is still our coach and Dollar Bill I trust. So I'm not pushing the panic button.
I wouldn't either because he does this. The Patriots always start slow because they start so many new people. Because he's not afraid just to put them all out there and say, figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together. About time week 4, 5 hit. Man, they look like they've been together 10 years and they start whooping on people. It's like exactly. I'm like, don't panic with them.
Ask me that question in another 3-4 weeks, and I can probably give you a different answer or a different synopsis. But I'm not panicking yet. Even just with watching the game this past Sunday and that high power offense, and I said,
think about it, man. They not getting blown out here.
No,
they losing close ones. They losing close ones.
Yeah, they've been in the game in both of the games.
They losing close.
So I'm not hitting the panic. I'm not hitting the panic button in New England just yet. Not just yet, man.
Okay, well, let's talk about my 0-2 team. I
I
don't know.
Well, they started a rookie quarterback that's 5'10", so
that offense looked abysmal, bro. It looked like they can't figure the fuck out on offense.
Yeah.
Well, they young. They young. Give them a chance. Give them a chance.
Listen, all I'm saying is this, right? If we can score 24 points, we gonna win a game. Because the defense
There you go, right there.
Hey, the defense gave up 17 last week and 20 this week, and the defense ain't giving up no easy yards. Yeah, I'm looking at the damn game. They gave up 300 yards last week, 341 yards this week. We ain't giving up a bunch of yards and points. We just need the offense to show up. So I'm inclined. They're trying to. How can I put this? They're trying to like manage the game with Bryce Young, and I'm like, listen. I say, do what the Browns did, and I say that lightly. I never say take the Browns' advice because Browns have been historically a shitty organization. But when Baker Mayfield
historically,
okay, since they came back in like 2000, they've been shit.
There you go, because before then they was always in it.
All I'm saying is this: do what the Browns did. They used to let Baker Mayfield throw this bitch almost 45, 50 times a game. I say let Bryce Young air this bitch out, bro. Let him air it out. What's the worst that can happen? He throw an interception. Okay, but
you can break him. You can break him. That's the worst that can happen.
I don't think so with that, because when you look at it, let's look at it from a statistical standpoint. They didn't, so they got the 10-year veteran Adam Thielen from over there in Minnesota over there now. He's the veteran wide receiver. He's the guy for the young guys. Mm-hmm. But they didn't target Hayden Hurst. They did not target Hayden Hurst not one time during the game. Why not? Why not?
Know why.
He is a veteran. He knows how to play the game. He's a big target. They didn't target him. I was like, why would
and shit, plus the tight end is supposed to be the friend of a young quarterback. Because he the safe.
They're doing their best to get Miles Sanders the ball. Like Miles Sanders is getting a lot of looks, and I'm like, why? Like, why are you trying to force him the ball? Like,
because he a key cog, man. He's supposed to be the one to take the pressure off. And when you're dealing with a young QB, your tight end, your running back game is supposed to help them develop a little bit more, get their confidence up. But we seeing that, like, look at Atlanta. A 1-point victory over freaking Green Bay. Desmond Ridder, he got Kyle Pitts. Ooh, and he's not really hitting Kyle Pitts, like,
and they're not even using Kyle Pitts. They're not even using
right, but they're using Bijan Robinson. Absolutely. They're using Bijan Robinson, and he's shining.
Hey, you knew that. You knew that coming. As soon as they drafted Bijan Robinson, we already knew they about to work that boy like a fucking one.
He's gonna be a workhorse. He's gonna be a
workhorse. And they still got and let's not talk about Aguilera, who's like 3 years in the league. He's like his second or third year. He had over like 1,100 yards rushing last season. It's like they got 2 running backs under 3 years in the NFL. I don't understand why y'all crazy. Like, you think they finna throw the ball when you got, bruh. We can keep
because you got a dynamic player like Kyle Pitts.
But you got a 6'7" player, 6'6" player like Kyle Pitts who actually has the vertical that can actually move people out the way.
And you got rid of Calvin Ridley. So
you use that dude for that, man.
You need somebody in the passing game.
Absolutely.
And finally they hit Drake London. Right. Finally they hit him. Drake London finally had a good game because it's like
they threw a shit ton of Drake London last week.
Because last week he had none. He 1 catch. That's it. Like, but they found a way to they're still figuring it out in Atlanta, but they won 1-point victory. Hell of a game.
And they was
game.
Atlanta was
the whole game. And they beat the Packers, which that made me happy. It turned my mood around. But Jordan Love had another 3 touchdowns, and it's like you looking like, come on, man, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love finna ball out. A lot of people don't think he was gonna ball. Jordan Love finna ball out. I said
I
it
thought he
before.
would be okay. I said he gonna be adequate. He might be above average for them. But if they,
Man,
I'm like,
I
they can't
watched
be
that game.
lucky to get 3 straight the Hall of Fame
Man,
quarterback. They
listen,
can't.
this ain't this ain't me trying to sit here and say he the next Hall of Famer in Green Bay, but there's a lot of things he was doing out there that look like A-Rod.
Oh,
I'm
oh
telling you
yeah,
right
that's
now.
what I'm. He doing a lot of right things, and that's the benefit you have for sitting behind Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers and watching and watching and watching. You know,
yeah,
and the same
Exactly.
offensive coordinator, same playbook. You know, for
yeah,
3 years, you can dive into it and watch it, and you can see what the playbook is talking about. You looking out, oh, that's what they mean. Oh, that's how that works. Okay, cool. You know, once again, I don't make excuses for players, but Justin Fields didn't have. They had his first rookie year. He had Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy was on his last year, on his way out. So he had to learn a freaking playbook for a dude that wasn't going to even be there the following year.
yeah.
So then they bring in a rookie head coach that a defensive specialist. You know, it's like, okay, he brings along an offensive coordinator from Green Bay that never called plays ever. So he a rookie OC. Then they bring in a rookie DC. I'm like, who the hell can succeed like that? I mean, when you got a baby face fresh quarterback, I'm like, they're going to be struggling. I mean, seriously. The last rookie head coach we had that was a DC, Lovey Smith, he made it work. Lovey understood that offense ain't his thing, so he gonna try to find the best person for offense he could. Now, he went through some coordinators, but he never stopped trying to find the best offensive guy he could. He went to some veterans and everything. OC, the Bears gotta do what they gotta stop doing this because they keep repeating their same mistake. This is a story franchise. This ain't no spot where you give a baby face fresh guy a shot. You let some other damn franchise do that. You got to bring in somebody that knows what the hell they doing for this franchise. You know, it worked for the Steelers, you know, and Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. He wasn't even on their list of who they wanted. They already picked out who they wanted. They just, you know, abided by their own rule, the Rooney rule, gave Mike Tomlin an interview. He blew him away, and they said, you know what? We like him. Scrapped who they wanted. Brought Mike Tomlin in. Man, been there for damn, I think
17
17
years.
years
17
now.
years.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, been there every since. Never had a losing season. You know, that worked out for them. But with the Bears and the rest of the NFL, I'm not just going to say the Bears, they try to find the next Sean McVay, the next hot young guy, next Matt LaFleur. Stop doing that. That don't work for us. We got to bring in a Sean Payton, a motherfucker, you know, somebody
Bring,
who,
bring Lovey
you
back.
know, who got
Bring
it.
Lovey back.
Hey, I've been saying that. Let's right or wrong. Bring Lovey back.
Bring
You
Lovey
know,
back.
say we made a mistake, bring them back. You know, but when we go around the league, like you said, we got the Chiefs who won last week. Once again, if y'all watch the Chiefs, they struggled. You
Squeaked it out.
know,
Squeaked it out.
they
17-11.
squeaked it out. Now, either Jacksonville is really that improved or is something fundamentally wrong with Kansas City because they lost to
Trevor just had
Detroit.
a
We
bad game.
won.
That's all that was.
See, okay. So it's something going on in Kansas City that's wrong. Like,
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that because if you remember last year's game when they played, they gave it to Kansas City last year, even though
I'm
they
talking
won.
about the first 2 weeks.
You know,
You see, they
you
only
know,
averaging 20 points. And
right,
that's not a
but
Kansas City offense.
right,
Something
no,
is going
absolutely,
on in
yeah.
there.
Well,
Something
obviously,
is
some-
wrong, man. He says the Matt Nagy offense.
yeah, exactly. I mean, right. I mean, hell.
I mean, you see the difference, right? It's like, okay,
Ray Charles can see that when God rest his soul.
now maybe Andy Reid has actually let go of play calling and say, here, Matt. Well, then I say Andy Reid's a fucking racist because you had motherfucking Eric Bieniemy there and wouldn't let him call shit. And then Matt Nagy get back and
That's who
go
y'all
ahead.
need in Chicago. That's who y'all need.
I mean, as you see, Washington, this man is working miracles with a rookie quarterback in Sam Howell. Eric Bieniemy is out there, man, doing his thing in the Commander's uniform. And I'm like, this man might be, this man might be the truth over here. So I was like, yeah, let's keep an eye on what Eric Bieniemy. If Washington keep trending that direction upwards, yeah, he'll be a head coach this time. There should be no reason now he shouldn't be a head coach for the next head coaching hire. Because the knock on him was he didn't call plays. Okay, he calling plays, and you see this man is he doing his thing over in Washington. So Washington is looking good. Now we want to talk about NFC East. Now I can't believe I'm saying this, but the damn Dallas Cowboys looking like monsters, boy. Like I'm just saying, that defense is obliterating offenses, man. Like, and back to back, they fucked up both New York teams. Like, man, I'm looking like.
Called the New York Giants the New Jersey Jets.
Because they play in New Jersey, but man,
and they
I keep turning on them games. I keep looking at Dallas and they averaging over 5, 6, 7 sacks a game. They is getting after the QB like a mother. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous.
Let's keep it a buck. The Jets' offensive line ain't all that cracked up to be because fucking Buffalo was whooping Wilson ass, okay? It wasn't for the fact that he got off a few lucky passes, all right? That Jets' offensive line, it's like, you ever notice the better the quarterback, the better the offensive line play? Like, because I've noticed that. I've literally seen the Bucs offensive line be shit, and then Brady come in there and get one offensive line difference, and all of a sudden it look like the Great Wall of China. And it was just like, it's just something about a good quarterback play that make them offensive lines look good.
Well, it's something because they had to protect Brady. They had to go out there. You see, their first pick was Tristan Wirfs. I'm like, there you go. They made it a priority to protect him. And that's the problem. The Jets used to have the best line in football. They just got old. They had the best line, but not the best quarterback or best quarterback play. With them, it's always one or the other, which is crazy. Either they got a dope QB, his poor line, or they got a dope line, his poor QB. So they can never get it right. And that says a lot for a team that ain't had a damn winning quarterback since Joe Namath. Chad Pennington was good, but
bruh, this the same team that went 13-3 with Mark Sanchez, bro.
Back to back years.
The New York Jets went 13-3 with Mark Sanchez and took the fucking Patriots all the way down to the fucking AFC Championship game, and it took the Patriots fucking 49 minutes to finally put that game to a place where it was out of reach.
Why was that though?
The same team that fought
Rex Ryan, dude. Defense. Rex Ryan defense. Yeah, Rex Ryan.
Not 2, but 3 years. Rex Ryan had Bill Belichick damn near in the chokehold for almost 3 years. Bill Belichick was like, I'm sick of this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. I was so ready.
Now that's who the bad shit of hired was Rex Ryan. Because
Rex was so ready to beat the fuck out. Rex was like, bitch, I'm out.
I mean, because not only does he have ties to the organization, he ran a 3-4 scheme. We had 3-4 personnel, so we didn't have to turn over the personnel, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that at the end of the year when everybody started calling for Matt Eberflus to be fired.
All right, so I'm going to ask y'all this question and we got to move on, right? So As of right now, the NFL has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn, 7, 8, 8 2-0 teams. Right?
Oh, well, that's normal. That's normal
Hear me
about
out.
All right.
this time of year.
But
That's
I ain't
about right.
surprised. Who's for real and who's full of shit? You got.
But
Hey,
go
that's
ahead
tough
and
with only 2 games. That's tough with only two games.
Well, that's the
man.
point. Well, hey, I tell you what. Next week, when we get all 3-0 teams, we'll ask that same question. But
Let's
right
ask
now,
the next
well,
one.
right now with the eye test, Dallas looks
Dallas.
for real. Dallas looks for real. Are the Commanders 2-0?
yes,
Yes.
They actually looking for real. Philly, of course, is looking for real. So that's 3 from their division that's undefeated.
you know,
Um,
you know who look for real right now, and it's like the first time we're gonna
who
say
that?
this in a long time. The goddamn Dolphins look like, but good luck stopping that
Oh,
off.
the Dolphins.
Jesus.
Dolphins look for real.
Hey man, let me tell you,
Who I
Negro Light over there got them playing. You know, because once again, you got a track team on offense. When you got Tyreek Hill and then Jalen Waddle, it's like, who the hell you finna cover? You know, the Patriots, I knew Dollar Bill was going to scheme to take Tyreek away. And he did that.
And
He did that. But you got Jalen Waddle. So it's like, you only got so many people that can cover. And if you take 3 out of your 5 to cover Tyreek, because that's what he did, now you got just 2 left. And if you take those 2 and cover Jalen Waddle, the tight end and run game gonna get off. So hey, it's hey, they are for real. They look it, and you know, it's just a matter of time. You know that they gonna get it. They haven't hit stride yet. When they hit stride, whoo, watch out. They gonna be dangerous. Especially if they can get their people back on defense. You know, because they still got, hey, my man still out. Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, he's still out.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and don't they have Bradley Chubb?
They got Xavier Howard too.
Yeah, I think Bradley Chubb is over there too, and he out still. Once they get their key defensive players back, yeah, they gonna. You might have to be talking about them as contenders for the Super Bowl because Tua is definitely not playing bad. So Tua is playing like he wants some money.
Super Bowl? I don't know about it.
I said you can put them in a conversation, and you know, like
a lot of people trying to say they're going to the Super Bowl now. I'm like, slow the brakes.
a lot of people said the Jets was going.
No.
Hey,
I wouldn't say Super Bowl.
I'm with Jimmy. Pump your brakes now. Hey,
Yeah.
now I got to sound like B. It's only week 2. Let's talk about this next week.
Yeah, let's not talk about it next week now. It's
Let's talk
only
about
week
it next
2
week
now.
now.
We'll talk about it next Tuesday.
So let's get into this college football debate, man. We had a lot of good games this week. A lot of good games.
Sir.
So hear me out. I want to touch on one point, right? Touch on the top 4 teams right here. Look at this little picture right here, right? Top 4 teams, right? Besides Michigan, right?
Woo, Florida State, man, they got us scared, didn't they? Like, oh,
Listen, let's talk about Michigan. Let's talk about Florida State, Georgia. Let's talk about Alabama and Texas. Now, this Texas score is very misleading because Texas finally busted open in the 4th quarter. But boy, when I tell you, it was 10, it was 10-3, 10, it was 7-0, 7-3, 10-7, 10-10. And I'm looking like, who they playing? I'm like, Wyoming still got a football program?
Hey, man, that's where Josh Allen came from, man.
Josh Allen wasn't playing, though. And Josh Allen played offense. I was like, What the hell going on?
Fucking, they channeled Josh Allen. That's what they did.
Listen, they finally busted open in the fourth quarter.
I don't know why you ain't put up that real game, boy. That CSU. Should have put that one up there in that stack.
That was a good game. That was a great game.
We'll get to that though. Go ahead, Jody. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
Let's talk about this, right? Again, right? We asked the question, right? Let's talk about the game that really took all of us by surprise. It really took Alabama 4 quarters to put away USF. Okay. Again, we asked this question, and you guys, Elmo, very disagreed. Are we watching the demise of Alabama football? Are we watching the demise?
Yes. We watching. They're dying because they can't pay people now.
They're done.
I don't think that it's not that they can't pay people. I mean, they have that.
The playing field has been leveled. The playing field been leveled.
In the southeast in the house, in the southeast in the house, nobody's running to say we know Dion got the connections. We know Dion is out there in the Midwest with Colorado. We know that, but when you think about football, you think about the South, and the South rules in the South is Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Texas. People know that already. So I don't think they'll be.
You left off LSU. LSU been. Statewide.
States.
Louisiana. You better look up Louisiana. Louisiana produced.
Louisiana is a hotbed for a lot of good people because like Ed Reed, Reggie.
The Mannings came from. They are talented in Louisiana.
They got some talent.
They come from wrestling alligator. So
I'll start making a plot for Nick Saban. That's all I gotta say. Hope watching.
Hit me out.
I told you before the season started, this will be the downfall of Alabama.
So we say that, right? And Telly brought up a good point. So has the nil deals even out college football?
Yes.
Sure.
Because now he can't stack his roster with 10 5-star players that's going to sit and wait. Now they can go someplace else, start, get paid, and still make the NFL. So his stuff is depleted. It's depleting. It has leveled the playing field. So now Alabama is forced to come up with actual recruiting. They actually have to do that.
You know what their biggest pitch is, and they're all, as long as Nick Saban is the coach of Alabama, their biggest pitch is that he gets players to the NFL. That's going to be his biggest pitch.
Hear me out. When it comes to Nick Saban, right? There's still one position he got on lock. I don't know what it is, but somebody offensive lineman coming from Alabama, they just play well in the NFL. His offensive lineman, I haven't seen
Alex Leatherwood.
Corners.
I haven't seen many
running backs.
I haven't seen many Alabama offensive line flop in the NFL. We've seen.
I've seen a couple. I've seen a few.
And he's produced 3 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So you got Young, Hearns, Tua,
Mac Jones.
Hurts. Hurts went to Oklahoma.
So he got 5 right now. Alabama has 5 starting QBs in the NFL right now. So which
is rare for them because they really started producing. So they really just started producing QBs.
They're still producing talent, and he's still producing talent at one of the most important positions in NFL is that offensive line position, and even that linebacker, because some of his linebackers are immaculate.
Oh no, his linebackers be off the chain now.
So,
but you starting to see that with Georgia now. You know, they starting to produce.
But Kirby Smart is a product of Nick Saban, right?
You can say that, yeah. He's part of the tree.
He's part of the tree.
And
but what I really want to get to is, right? I watch a lot of recruitments. Like I've got a little page on my recruiting, and you know what I've noticed. And to your point, Tully, I've noticed this, right? This is why I asked if the nil deal has evened out college football, right? I watch the number 4 defensive end in high school football in 2023. You know what school this nigga committed to? And it just took me by absolute surprise. Arizona State. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? And
no, Herm got fired, dog.
And he got fired.
Herm got fired a couple of seasons ago.
No, he got fired last season.
Was it last season?
And then I seen the top athlete in California. I watched this joker skip over Oklahoma, over Bama, over Texas, over USC, and I watched this man commit to Cal. And in my mind, I'm like, this Neil deal got these boys acting different. Cause what? You USC to go to Cal? I'm like, boy, that check must be nice. You know
think about it like this. You 18 and somebody finna offer you $2-3 million in college.
We're gonna offer you.
So I'm just thinking about that. Your first year.
Start. I can't be mad at that.
Thank you. Or you can go to Alabama and sit behind somebody and not even get a Neil deal because you ain't even finna play. So they're not finna pay you just to dress up.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying.
That you go to the NFL. That's your only hope.
Right. So now, because the colder you are, the bigger your Neil deal. So you going someplace to showcase your talent now so you can get paid before you even get to the NFL because, let's face it, some of these cats are dirt poor. They're coming from a situation in their family that money can help them right now, like erase all that for their family. So
100%, I agree with that. But I personally understand. I think the Neil deal is very much. I think this Neil is gonna put us back in a place. And I'm gonna say this. I'll be the first one to say it. I am in a place where like I'm really starting to enjoy college football because it's almost gonna get to a point where the beginning of the season starts and you really don't know. You know, you got kind of a clue who gonna do something, but you really don't know. And I think
bingo, it's good for the rating.
It's like it is actually nice to see teams kind of come out of nowhere and just win because TCU shocked the shit out of all us last year because we was like we turned around and like wait TCU 10-0, like fuck these where they come from?
Think about it.
Like what?
Think about it. Look at North Carolina. North Carolina been on point the past 4-5 years. And that's a damn basketball school.
Hold on. North Carolina been like that because they got Mac Brown. They hired Mac Brown and he turned
Mac Brown, but I don't give a damn if you hire motherfucking Hubie Brown, Hubie and Abraham. They ass man. That's North Carolina, man.
But he's right.
That's North Carolina. They ain't never been good in football. Yeah. Shit, look at Duke. Duke is beating people. Duke, man. Duke is stomping the shit out of people.
Hold on. Hey, Duke, I ain't gonna lie. Duke got one up on Clemson, but Duke done played a couple warm-up games now. Let's
look at their QB though. That's the thing.
Listen,
look at Duke QB.
I understand that, but let's wait until they get in some conference play now. Duke done played a couple tune-up teams now. Everybody look good against tune-up teams, bruh.
Wait a minute, you ain't never said that about Duke because they was the tune-up team, like shit.
No. Duke was just a conference bottom. I'm talking about going out playing Division II schools. Like Duke went out there and dropped 60 on a Conference II school, and it's just like
they should have.
You're right, but
that's the thing.
That's the whole purpose.
They would have struggled in the past with that team, though.
Tell you, as a college football fan, I am a firm believer that tune-up teams don't count. You don't impress me with tune-up teams. All right, that's what I'm saying. Duke was the tune-up team. No, they were the conference. Duke was not a tune-up team. They were your conference bottom.
When Duke played non-conference games, they got their ass whooped.
They just the team you schedule on your homecoming. All right. But I'm gonna tell you the most impressive win I seen this weekend, right? Florida and Tennessee. I don't know what it is about the Florida Gators, but they got Tennessee nuts in the chokehold, boy. They got these niggas.
Always have.
It's like
Always have.
Tennessee was clearly the better offensive team this game. They went down the first drive and just drove on these niggas. And there were a lot of times in this game.
Watch your mouth, Jody. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. That defense
I'm
got
being
something
honest.
to say about it. Watch your mouth.
Hey, let me talk.
Bully boy material.
Mouth, man.
Hey, there were a lot of times where Tennessee drove down the field and it looked easy. But it's just something, you know? Like, it's just something about being in Gainesville that just fucks Tennessee up. Because I told B, Tennessee been getting it there. Florida scored that one, and Florida scored that one touchdown, and it was just like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no way. And I don't know, Travis Etienne and little brother whooping their ass all game long. At a certain point, I'm like, y'all just gonna let this brother just run all over y'all. At a certain point, they threw the ball and he was sitting in the flat. And I'm like, how is this nigga open? This nigga been mopping you all game.
Hey, man.
Why is he
Look at Peyton Manning. Look at Peyton Manning record against Florida. He can never beat Florida.
Hey,
and that's Peyton Manning. T. Martin beat him once, and that was it.
It's something about Tennessee going to Gainesville. And the damn Gators got these motherfuckers in the chokehold. Boy, they had them nuts. Yes, and it went downhill. I told B, if they score, I say Florida got Tennessee rattled. I text them we were texting the whole game. I'm like, Florida got Tennessee rattled. Y'all got them boys shook. Cause that quarterback just looked like he was very uncomfortable in the pocket. He looked like he couldn't get it together. And once Florida, and I said it, I was like, they need to start getting pressure on him. And the very next drive, they was whooping his ass. And I was like, there go your pressure right there. And after that, it was over with. I think they sacked him like 3 times that drive, and they had to punt it, and that was over with. Tennessee couldn't find their ass the rest of that game.
One thing I'm gonna say is that this is just for the Florida Gators who is in the top 25, by the way. Let me add that.
Number 25.
Number 25. One thing I will say, and this is just me. I know I was just telling Jody to watch his mouth, but this is just me being realistic right now. The first half was amazing. They played great in the first half. That second half of football, where Graham Mertz only threw 4 passes, and we can barely get a first down, that's worrisome to me. That's still worrisome to me. So Sun Belt Billy, because Bill Napier is from the Sun Belt Conference. I need Billy to do a little bit. I need Billy to put his hard hat on and make these boys play some football. That first half was I gave it an A+ for that first half. But coming out of the half and trying to play to keep the lead, especially when Tennessee did start finding a rhythm, because they started finding a rhythm and they started scoring pretty quickly. And it just so happened that they didn't have enough time to finish the job. So that is kind of worrisome. Is us having a big lead going in the half and settling for protecting the lead rather than putting our foot on their throat. So as happy as I was that we did get the win, we did start out our conference with 1-0. It's still very worrisome to see that we didn't play a full game of football, and that's all I got to say about that.
Like I said, they did the thing, but something we forgot to talk about last week, right?
What's that, bud?
Bro, Mel Tucker with sexual harassment charges and about to get fired. And on top of that, what nigga? You mean to tell me that you had an $80 million guaranteed contract and they can forfeit that whole $80 million off the terms of you getting fired? You mean to tell me you
moral clause?
$80 million.
Every contract got a moral clause. Hey, on top, you know who going in the corner tomorrow? Because you sexually harassed.
Don't tell him now.
All right.
Don't tell him now.
You sexually harassed the woman who was brought in to speak up against sexual harassment. Make that shit make sense to me.
Listen, you brought the phone sex, the speaker of sexual harassment, my nigga. Like what?
Who is this dude? I ain't heard
Mel Tucker, former defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. It takes the Chicago Bear nigga to go beat his meat on the phone with a bitch and then admit it. And then admit it. Yeah, I did masturbate,
Oh my
but it was
god.
consensual. What?
Oh my
Nigga,
gosh. Oh my
nigga,
gosh. Oh
what
my
you
gosh.
15? Who the heck? What grown man beat they meet or
Hey,
no,
hey,
bitch? I'm
Telly, hit it tomorrow, Telly. Don't do it all
yeah, I
tonight. Hit it
will,
tomorrow,
man.
Telly.
I'm gonna hit it
Do it
tomorrow.
all tomorrow.
Let me calm
All right,
down, man. I
man.
gotta take my blood pressure medicine, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
with Mel
yeah,
Tucker, man.
yeah, yeah. They go our AP top 25, and I know we gonna hit on Dion before we move on to the Elmo and MLB. But here we go. Here go our top 25 right here with Florida at 25. By the way,
Yeah, we
Florida
got
at
Washington.
25.
Washington State 21. Washington State. Oof. You know,
Who
Washington
plays Colorado? Who
plays
plays
Colorado,
Yeah,
Colorado?
right?
Yeah, so
Colorado
I love
19.
seeing it. I love to see the
Prime.
Hurricanes, baby. Love it. But like I told y'all, look at
You.
North Carolina. Look at them. Oh, Colorado play Utah as well. You know, so game of the week to me, Notre Dame, Ohio State this week.
That's gonna
That's
be a good
gonna be one.
It's gonna be a good
I
one.
think that's gonna be one. And
Six months.
Oregon
Six
State.
months.
Look at Oregon State in the Pac-2 because that's all they got in that conference is two. Everybody left the Pac-12. There's only Oregon State and one other team. Like,
you got five Big Teners up in here, five of them for the Big Ten.
no, you got more than five Big Teners
Five, no,
because
five
SC,
SC up,
Oregon,
two,
SC,
three.
Oregon,
There's a couple of them.
Washington. No,
Washington.
that's Washington State ain't in there. Look at Duke. You ain't never seen. Look at Duke and North Carolina
Duke,
back to back with each other.
Duke 18.
Basketball taking over,
18.
baby. Basketball taking over. Oh,
Basketball
Washington.
championship.
Washington's Big Ten now too. So
Put
Big
some
Ten got a bunch of top 25.
put some respect on
What
my
you say, Mike?
ACC, baby. We rocking 4 teams in the top 25.
I see
There you
him. I
go.
see him. I see
There
him.
you
Well,
go.
let's talk.
Niggas,
Let's talk about Colorado before we move
Let's
on.
talk
Before
about
we
the
let,
get to
scare
the
game.
game. game. Here we come
hey,
to
no,
get
let's talk.
you
Let's hold on, hold on.
Now we gonna hear from Jimbo. Now he been quiet. He been sitting
Hey,
there.
look,
Now we
I'm
finna
a,
hear
I'm a,
from him.
I'm
Oh,
gonna say
yes.
my piece. I'm gonna say my piece, and then I'm done talking about it.
Hey
You know,
Elmo, don't get me too bad, man.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah.
you know, you know, right? You know, I ain't no fan. I ain't no believer.
We ain't asked you.
I,
We
I,
ain't
I,
asked you
I
though.
right,
We
exactly.
ain't
Exactly.
we ain't asked you though. I want to know why though.
you really want to know why?
I
He
got
said,
me
"You really
too,
want to
but
know why?
why?
You really okay? So hear
Y'all
me
want
out.
to know why?
You want to
You
know
really
why?
want to know why?"
Here's the reason why, right? A lot of people say my take on Dion is very confusing, and it's not. If you know me personally, right, like
Oh,
Brandon,
free.
Jimmy, and everybody, you know I'm an antagonist, right? You know I'm not the
Yes,
nigga to
you are.
jump on the
A
side of
man after my
everybody.
own heart.
I'm not the side. So when Dion left Colorado, when Dion left Jackson State, I rooted for the nigga. I was like, yes, fuck Jackson
I
State.
didn't.
Leave their ass
I
high and
We
didn't.
know,
dry.
Telly. We
Hey,
know, Telly.
leave them high and dry. They don't want to pay you. Fuck them. Go somewhere else. And he went to Colorado, and I rooted for him. I was like, yes, go to Colorado, and I was done with it. Right? I didn't care anymore. I didn't give a shit about Dion after that. I just wanted to be the guy that root for Dion to leave. Right? We even talked about. I even played this little video all about the money, little song and everything. Right? And so when
What the
Dion
hell
went
is
to
an
Colorado,
instigators?
they had all this talk. They had all this talk about what Dion record was going to do. And I don't know what racist hillbilly cousin fucking country bumpkin said Dion was only gonna win 2 games, but I didn't agree with that. I was like, ain't no way. First of all, Dion literally clean all control deleted that entire organization. He got rid of everybody and brought in his own
Why
people.
they got rid of themselves? They left on their own.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I never once thought that Colorado was gonna be a national championship. It ain't no way in hell they were gonna win only 2 games, right? And for some reason or another,
When you look at their schedule,
hold on, let
yeah,
me finish telling. For some
I
reason
know.
or for some reason or another, the Negro community jumped on this fucking train And I just could not understand why. We're rooting
I
for Dion
didn't.
because he's a black man. I was like, that's crazy because I didn't see none of this shit when Charlie Strong took over Texas. I didn't see
I
this
rooted
shit
for
when
Charlie
Marcus Freeman
Strong
took over
now.
Notre Dame.
But Mike,
I
some
didn't
of
see
us was
I
with
didn't see none of
Prime
this shit.
since Jackson State,
Oh,
though.
hold on, Jimmy, hold on. Let me talk. I didn't see none of this shit when Willie Taggart took over Oregon. I didn't see none of this shit when Willie Taggart took over. I didn't see no support like they support Dion when all these other black coaches. So I couldn't understand the Dion affair. But then I seen him talking with his hat and his glasses, and I get it. The nigga's a good talker, right? And so the season starts and they beat TCU. And I'm like, damn, I didn't think they were gonna beat TCU. But after
They
watching that
wasn't
game,
supposed to.
TCU's offense, TCU's defense was trash. Matter of fact, they weren't even trash. They were the shit trash eats. They were garbage fucking eats. Okay,
Damn.
right?
Damn.
And then
I don't even know the word
all
for
of a
that.
sudden, Colorado turned it like all you see is Colorado, Colorado, Colorado. And I'm like, okay, cool. They got one on TCU, right? And then the next week, they beat Nebraska. The same thing, different effect. Their offense, Nebraska's offense was trash, straight fucking garbage juice. The shit that garbage eats. Them niggas barely scored 7 points on Minnesota. Okay, so
Well,
I
that's
knew they.
Big Ten, dog. That's Big
I
Ten. Yeah.
it don't matter. I knew they wasn't finna score on Colorado, but yeah,
And
somehow
they
Colorado
rebuilding. They rebuilding in Nebraska.
stayed in
So
this game till at least halftime, right? And so now it's like everybody is like Dion's this great, this, that, and the third. And my problem is this: I he hasn't played a solid team yet. Like, let's be for real. You can love Dion all you want to. He has not played a solid team
Saturday.
yet. He has not. You played a team with a shitty defense. You played a team with a shitty offense. And then you just played a team. First of all, you played a team you should have beat by 26 points and took that shit to double overtime, right? So it's like you went double overtime with a team you should have beat by almost 30 goddamn points. And it's like
You hear this, Jimmy? You hear
it's
this,
just like
Jimmy?
you haven't played anybody yet. You haven't played nobody yet, bro.
So,
And
Mike,
then
listen, because I
Oh
asked
my
this question to you last
gosh.
week, Mike. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, Colorado goes out and beats Oregon. Are we gonna still have the same conversation?
Yes,
I
we're
will
still gonna
give him
have
his
it.
hold on,
props.
hold on.
Yes.
Yeah,
If
Hold
he
on,
go
hold on,
out
hold
and
on.
if he
No,
go beat
it's
Oregon,
still gonna be the same one. Yeah.
Thank you,
no,
Elmo, for telling the truth. Thank you.
no, it won't.
I said
Yes,
I'll
it
give him his
will.
props. He beat Oregon.
Yes, it will.
I will give him his props. I
I will
will
give
say,
him his
all
props.
right, now there
It
we go.
it it
No,
depends.
Quality win.
you
It
want to know
depends
what's
on how
gonna
the
happen?
game go.
Because
I
y'all
will,
waiting on him to lose.
Jimmy.
Exactly.
We're not.
That's it.
Here's the thing.
That's
Y'all
exactly
are
what
waiting
it
for him
is.
to lose.
We're
Y'all
not
waiting
waiting
for him
for
to
him to
lose.
lose.
He,
We're waiting for him
he
to
should
play
have
somebody.
lost.
We're
Here we
waiting for
go.
him
He
to
should
play
have lost, but he
He
somebody.
should have,
won.
but he
Oh
won though.
no,
So
no,
I
no,
mean, he
no!
should
At the beginning of the beginning of the
Oh my
week,
gosh.
I said, okay, on this one, since that coach talking shit, we gonna get 81 put up on him. You fucked up, dude. I said that. I'm like, Colorado gonna stomp the shit out of you. Because you should have been talking shit about the man. Basically, you called him a kid, saying when you talk to a grown up, you take off your hat and sunglasses. I'm like, yep, Colorado gonna lay 81 on him. And all of a sudden, Colorado said, hell no. You ain't gonna put your hands on me. And they should have won. Colorado State had them, but they choked. The moment was too big for Colorado State. Cause
Why
I'm
is it that
like,
the hold on?
woo.
Let me hold on, Telly, hold on. Why is it that the moment was too big? Why we can't give kudos to Shadora playing better in the second half? Why we can't give kudos to the defense playing better in the second half? Why is it that
exactly.
Wait a minute.
Colorado State
Can I
blew the game? That's not
They
fair.
did
hold on,
because
Telly. Hold on, Telly. Can I say something real
okay,
quick?
go
Telly, you
ahead.
played
I would
football.
love
Elmo, you played
it.
football. I
Man.
played football. I'm gonna tell you this. I watch his son's YouTube all the time. Them boys, they're well freaking conditioned. And we all know cats get tired. They start making all them freaking mistakes that them boys been making on the other team. Right or
Oh,
wrong.
we understand that conditioning is a big part of it. But to speak to what Brandon said, in football, that's why you have two halves. In the locker room, you go up, and I know coaches try to get their players not to look at the score and be like, it's the second half, it's 0-0, but you're a human being. When you're looking up and you up by 2 touchdowns, you like, we got them. Coaches always gonna tell you, now they finna come out really intense, so we gotta match their intensity. Colorado State didn't match their intensity. You knew Colorado was gonna come back.
Colorado State was tired, bro. I'm telling you.
Bro, look, how you tired when you got 93 people on your team? You got some.
I'm talking about Colorado State. I'm not talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Colorado State. You got some. You should, in college period, you damn near got 100 people. You should never be tired. But that's an indictment on the coach and his program of conditioning, because you just knew Colorado was coming out. They coming out intense because they got caught by surprise. They got hit in the mouth, and they didn't expect CSU to do that to them. Like,
you saying
shit.
exactly what my point is at. You're saying exactly.
But then when they picked up the intensity, CSU was supposed to keep that and raise their intensity. They just crumbled under the moment. They really did. You can tell when they came.
Elmo.
So
tell him, Elmo. Tell him, Elmo.
One more thing, Elmo. I'm listening to a lot of these guys. It's like, oh, Colorado couldn't stop the underneath route. Me, honestly, I think they DC was trying to keep everybody in front of them. I think that's why they, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. I could be wrong.
That's
I
just probably
like they trying to keep everybody in front of them, and it worked at the end.
Yeah, and critical mistakes. You threw an 80-yard. You threw a pick that went 80 for a touchdown. You know, then you threw another pick in a crucial moment. You know, they just, listen, man, they just couldn't handle the moment. They just couldn't handle the moment.
So when it boils down to this, it boils down to 2 things, right? You look at this is Division I ball. Division I versus Division I. Period. Point blank.
Period.
That's it. This is not division, Division I 2A versus Division 1A. No, it's Division 1A versus Division 1A.
Thank you, Elmo.
Hey, at the end of the day, Colorado, they stepped up. They realized their mental mistakes. They realized what they did wrong in that first half. They came in and executed in the second half. That was it. Regardless of Colorado State was up. Now, quite naturally, right, Colorado State was up by 14 at one point. Yeah, I mean, if they keep playing the way they play, in all retrospect, they should have won. But they didn't win, right? Not because they crumbled, not because of the pressure, because if you're gonna say that, then you gotta say that the coaches on the Colorado side you plan for stuff like this. They played it. They start going over there. That's why you got the little Microsoft tablet pads. Look what they're doing. They're doing this. They're reading the quarterback. That's why they got that pick six that's how they got that pick six in the fourth quarter. They're reading that stuff. These guys were made, and they out here. They learned from the mistakes, and they went out there and they executed. That's why they won. Period. They went out there because they executed and they won. Period. Regardless if you don't like Dion, regardless of whatever the case may be, these are 2 teams. They're 2 rivalry teams, I might add. 2 rivalry teams that's been battling for well over 30 years. And Colorado came back and they won. That's it. It's nothing else to talk about. It's over with. We're going to see exactly what Colorado go up against Oregon. Oregon just like them. And we all know that all Division 1A teams ain't built the same, right? Hey, we are Division 1A, but hey, some Division 1A teams got better caliber players than others. We know that. Hands down, point blank, period. But now we're gonna really see this is Dion's really tough test right here.
This is real test.
If you're gonna talk the talk, let's see if you can walk the walk against Oregon now.
And he's without Travis Hunter.
Let's see.
And he's without Travis Hunter.
I want to address 2 things. I want to address what Jimmy said. They say, Jimmy, again, we're not waiting for Dion to lose. I just want him to prove himself. I don't honestly.
You just said you wasn't, Tilly.
Right.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I said this week.
I'm sorry,
not-
man.
I
not
knew he
waiting.
was.
I'm not-
I was like,
I'm
I
not
thought he
waiting.
gonna blow him out, but
I'm not waiting for Deion to lose. I'm waiting for Deion to actually play a team, a well balanced team. All right. And in a game of college football, honestly, if teams really only play like 4 or 5 decent teams, the other 8 games are pretty much garbage, bro. Let's cut this shit. Like every conference is top heavy, and teams really only play about 3 or 4 good teams, maybe 4 or 5, right? Depending on what conference. So let's cut this shit. Even I'm not a Florida fan, but honestly, I expect Florida to go by 8-4 every single season because it's like I don't see them losing to fucking Vanderbilt in Kentucky. I
That's
just
because
don't.
the SEC
8
is
and 4.
that's
I
They
don't.
because
play
I don't.
14 games, man. That's
But
12 games.
all I'm saying
So
is I don't see teams losing to certain teams. So when I looked at the schedule, I never once looked at Colorado and was like they definitely gonna beat Nebraska and fucking Colorado State. Because what the fuck is Colorado State? I forgot they even had an institution.
But y'all
That's like
forgetting, Mike.
Whoa,
Y'all
first of
forgetting
all,
it was a rivalry game.
it don't matter.
this is true.
That does matter in college.
Yes,
Georgia and Georgia Tech
Oh,
are a
yeah.
rivalry game, and they've been blowing them out the water
A
for
rivalry
years.
game does matter.
Man, we talking about
Yeah.
talent. You just said
Real
talent.
rivalry, bruh. Don't
Michigan,
do that.
Michigan State,
Because Utah
Michigan
State
the
is a
battle for the
rivalry
Big
game,
12
and they blow them out the
Come
water
on.
every fucking year.
There you go.
Not every
Actually, it's Michigan and Ohio State.
No, it's actually Michigan
Now,
and Michigan. It's Michigan.
I
Michigan
know
State
what you're
together.
saying.
Right.
That's an interstate rival, but on the
all I'm saying
national
is
stage,
not
everybody
every
view Michigan and Ohio State.
but not every state, not every team and team state is a real rivalry game. Like Florida and Florida State is a real rivalry game, okay? Utah and Utah State is not a rivalry game. It's Utah tuning up on fucking Utah State. Utah State sucks.
That's you saying that.
That's
because
right,
you
exactly.
don't
That's
say
you
them.
saying that though. But
That's
Hey, when you say
that,
Florida State, no, it's more Florida State, Miami to me. Is the
No,
rivalry
it's
game.
a rivalry game because it's back and forth. One year Florida gets it, one year Florida State gets it. It's a rivalry game because depending on the
I'm
team,
just saying,
you
you
better know
know,
who's gonna get it.
on the national level, what people look at, you know.
I say that to say this. I say that to say this. I don't want Colorado to just lose. I just want all the hype that Deion is getting. I want it to actually be worth a fucking game. So if he does go out there and beat Colorado, beat Oregon, right?
So these games wasn't good, Mike?
Exactly.
These games wasn't good? Like, what are you saying?
No, because they didn't play nobody, Jimbo.
They haven't
They
played
didn't play
nobody.
Right, because
Come
listen,
on,
listen to what
man.
you're saying, dude. Listen to what you're saying. You're simply saying he pretty much has to beat a big team to be like, okay, it's worth it in your eyes. Dude, he's out here competing.
You hit it on the head.
Yes.
You hit it on the head. Elmo.
You just said it, Elmo.
Other Division 1-8 teams, man. What are
You hit it on the head, Elmo.
Elmo,
That's
don't
what he
sit here and
wants.
act like all
He
Division
want
I
Colorado
teams
to play
are equal.
Alabama and beat
I said
Alabama.
that. I just
No,
said that
I don't
wasn't
want
equal.
them to play
I just
Alabama.
said that. I just said
Not
that.
all-
We
not
all
all
know
Division
that
I
Division
teams
1-8
are
teams
equal.
are not the same. I just said that. Literally.
Okay,
Jesus.
so the two teams he played
Jesus.
were trash. And so now he's gonna play a team that's actually established. Oregon's not a trash team. So we're gonna see what you really got. We're gonna see if you really got that coach in you.
All right.
Bro. You don't get to go out here and play against a bunch of fucking scrubs no more. You gotta go out there and play against actual other good players. And it's gonna be even worse for USC because USC actually got talent. And to Brandon's point, Brandon, when I tell you I am so fucking angry that Travis Hunter got hurt, I was so blown. I wanted to see that young man play. I want to give Travis Hunter his flowers. I truly do.
Oh, I know
And
you do.
wanted to see
I know you do.
I wanted to see him
I know you
play.
do.
I wanted Travis Hunter to go against those USC receivers so fucking bad. I wanted to see it. I was like, I want to see if he really got that dog in him.
You want to give Travis Hunter his flowers, but just not Deion ears. There you go right
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. That's what it is.
I want to give Travis Hunter his flowers.
You want to give Prime his flowers?
Exactly.
First of all, Jimmy, let me tell you this, and I told
There you
Brandon
go.
this. I'm gonna
I
tell
want to
you
give
this.
him his funeral flowers.
I want to tell you this.
Stop
Jimmy.
it, Tim.
This motherfucker.
Stop it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Fucker.
Understand this, right? You see this? You see this? At
That's
one
what it's
point-
all about.
At one point in
That's
his life,
it.
that nigga put on the Florida. One point, Deion put on the Florida State jersey, and he beat Miami. It is gonna be fuck Deion from now to the day they drop him in the grave. Man. I cannot support Deion. I don't give a damn what he do.
Why? But why? But why?
Because he played for Florida
Well,
State.
you know why I can't. You know why I can't.
Florida State, bro.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Jimbo. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
he,
Jimbo.
he said what he said. Okay, got you.
Ladies and
Got you.
gentlemen, we will definitely. We all know that this will be a hot topic of discussion next week on the
Get your popcorn ready.
Hey, but you know what
What we
though?
gonna
You know
do?
what though? You
Hold
know
on,
what
Mike.
though? I'm gonna say two things, right?
Gotta let it
Go
go.
ahead.
I was
Go
watching.
ahead.
I was watching First Take, right? And you know something I noticed? You know, when Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson and the one chick, they were all like, we you know what? We're happy to see the Dion haters. We're happy to see the Dion haters eat crow. But you want to know something that Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith said that really bothered me? It really bothered me. You are such a Dion fan, right? Y'all two of the black
All right,
Dion
man.
dick riders. Why does Shannon Sharp say I was happy to see him eat crow for at least one more week? What do you mean one more week? You ain't got faith that they're gonna eat crow 4 weeks in a row, Shannon? What do you mean you was happy to see him eat crow one more week?
You know
You ain't
he ain't
got
mean
faith?
that, Mike. Stop it.
You ain't
He
got
ain't mean it
faith?
like that, Mike.
That's
He
his
taking it
opinion
a
because they
week at a
boys.
time.
Exactly. That's all he's
Come on,
saying.
And it
Mike.
Come
sounds
on,
like
Mike.
Shannon. It
Stop,
sounds
Mike.
like Shannon
Stop.
and Stephen ain't got no faith. And
Mike,
besides,
Listen,
hey,
listen.
stop.
which look better? Which look
Next
better?
Tuesday.
A 2-1 Colorado team,
Yeah, right.
or a
Let's
3-0
move it
Colorado team
along.
playing Oregon?
Let's move
Next
it
Tuesday,
Which look better?
along. Let's move it
we will
Let it
along.
go, bro. Let
unleash
it go,
the
bro.
Listen,
Let it go.
conversation.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it
listen.
go, bro.
They're winning. They winning Saturday. So just get that through your head, and then we'll
Jeez,
see
So
y'all
hey,
again on
okay.
hey,
Tuesday.
hey, Jimmy.
Okay.
Hey, as crazy as you sound, hey, as crazy as that's as much as I would hate to see them win, right? That ain't even feasible. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Bo Nix is due for a shitty game anytime. I was like, Bo
Here
Nix
we
done
go.
played 3 varsity
The
games. I was like,
excuses
boy, he's
already,
due for one.
Hey,
already before
He's due for
Saturday.
one.
I ain't
Here
making
we
none.
go.
I
hey,
say,
Mo,
Hey,
Mo. Mike just say he's finally playing a good team, but they might have a
Bo
bad
Nix is
game, so
due.
they ain't gonna be no good team no more.
It's crazy.
I ain't giving no caveat.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
hey,
Listen.
listen,
Oh my
All
god!
right, cool.
listen. We finna move on.
We
We gonna
gonna
let
shelf
Elmo do
this
his
till
thing.
next week.
We,
Elmo,
we, we'll finish it
the
up.
hot
Listen,
corner with Elmo Jackson. What's going on in the
Man,
MLB?
MLB is heating up, man. 15 games left here in the season, and a lot of moves have been happening. A lot of things have been happening. A couple playoff berths has now been gained, but we're gonna shoot on over today to the AL Central. And Minnesota beat Cincinnati Reds, and that actually hurt Cincinnati because they were actually tied with the Cubs for second in the NL Central. In the bottom of the ninth right now, we got
Damn
Toronto
you,
who beat
Cincinnati.
yeah, and I guess lose Cincinnati because everybody know I'm a Cubs fan. But anyway, over there to the AL East, you got Toronto who beating them Pinstripe boys up there in New York 7-1 at the bottom of the ninth.
There
Don't
we
look
go,
like they
Toronto. Yes.
don't look like they're gonna pull it out. And top of the seventh, and back to the NL Central. I mean AL Central. In the division battle, Cleveland, the Guardians of Cleveland are losing to the worst team in baseball right now, the Kansas City Royals, 5-7. Cubs was a bit
Go
delayed.
Kansas City.
Cubs was a bit delayed for about 2.5 hours because of rain, but now they started
Yeah,
able
it
to
was raining here.
they're beating the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-1. Yes, Cubs. But
Come on, Pittsburgh.
going back over
Hill
to
City.
the NL Central, going over to the NL Central, you got Milwaukee who's beating the St. Louis Cardinals 5-3. We need those Cardinals to come back and win because the Cardinals
Come
are
on,
making it,
Milwaukee.
and Milwaukee is definitely in front by six games right now. Over to the AL East, you got Boston, who's currently beating Texas
stop it,
3-2,
Mike.
and Baltimore over in the AL East beating up the defending world champs, Houston Astros 5-3. Right now,
Beat
just
those
starting.
cheaters.
Here we go with that again. They didn't cheat; they just didn't get caught. That's all I'm saying about that. But
Tell him,
I'm confused
but
now.
tell him.
over there in the NL West, just started in the bottom of the first. Colorado and San Diego is tied 0-0, just like over there in the Northwest. Into the first, Seattle and Oakland 0-0. And we at bottom of the first right now over in Arizona, who actually is tied for the wild card with the Cubs now for the second wild card space. They're currently
Come on,
losing to the San
Arizona.
Francisco
Y'all make
Giants.
good tea. Come on.
They're currently losing to the San Francisco Giants 2-0. And right now they're warming up right now out in LA, out there with Q Vision, out there with Pac was, out there with Suge Knight and Snoop Doggy Dogg is. LA Dodgers, LA Dodgers and Detroit. What's the name? They're warming up right now, about to start here at the top of the hour. Going to the standings right now. Last time we reported on this, we knew that the Atlanta Braves actually clinched their division. So right now, we got the Tampa Bay Devil Rays who actually secured a playoff spot. We got the the Baltimore Orioles who secured a playoff spot right now, and those are the only two right now. Oh, and I take that back. And the winner of the NL West, the Dodgers, have clinched their division with a playoff spot right now.
Dodgers.
Now, these are the divisions to watch right now. These are the true divisions to watch at this moment. AL West right now heating up. Houston is on top by 1.5 games over Seattle and Texas. Seattle and Texas are currently battling, and they're both 1.5 games out of Houston for the division leader. And there's 11 games left, so that can swing anywhere between those three teams right there. Right there. And then you're looking over to the NL Central. Milwaukee is on top. They're leading by 6 games.
Milwaukee. Go Chiefs.
They're leading by 6 games, and the Cubs are tied with Cincinnati.
Got a lot of baseball teams, bro.
Both of them. No, he's just like the root against.
I hate the Cubs.
Yeah. So
I'm a White Sox fan.
Exactly. Yeah, he's with the bum Southsiders. So
don't worry about it. You're gonna be joining us in the postseason. Watching.
The Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati are tied for second in division. 11 games left. That means Milwaukee has a magic number of 6. And the Cubs and Cincinnati have to lose 4 in order to actually clinch the division outright. But if you look over at the wild card standings right now, it is heating up. I mean, it's hotter than hell right now if you take a look at it. Over here, Philadelphia currently is the first spot for the NL wild card with a 4-game lead. Arizona, yes.
Yeah,
Arizona,
good cheese steak. Good cheese steak.
Arizona has actually edged out the Cubs from last week by a 0.5 game. So it's going back and forth between
Come on, Arizona. Got good cheese. Good cheese. Come on.
Arizona and Cincinnati and Miami Marlins and the San Francisco Giants at this point. They're all battling for this.
Good rights in San Francisco. Got you good rights. San Francisco too. Let's go.
They have it's gonna be a good battle right now. And it's interesting because the Chicago Cubs are actually talking about selling postseason tickets at this point. I'm like, man, that's
for people to watch the other teams on the big screen,
that's a bit premature right now, but you know what? I got faith that they're gonna pull it out and they're gonna be there and I'll be right there rooting for them. In other news, so one of the things I wanted to do today is what happened in baseball. So in today we got 5 things that happened in baseball today. Mr. Cub in 1955, Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Yep, who I actually got an autograph from 7 years ago. I mean, no, not 7 years ago. About 10 years ago, he came into my clinic. He actually came in the clinic where I used to work at, and I'm like, that's Ernie Banks. And then the whole clinic pretty much stopped. And he signed a whole bunch of stuff for us, and I actually have an autographed baseball from him, Mr. Cub.
And your dumbass brother actually gave it his granddaughter, but fuck that up because you got a dumbass brother.
Back in this 1955, Ernie Banks, he set a major league record with his 5th grand slam in the 12 inning 65 loss to the St. Louis Cardinals in 1993. Tom Glavine of Atlanta Braves, he became the first National League pitcher in 20 years to win 20 games in 3.
I remember that game.
In 3 consecutive years. The only person that did do it before him was Mr. Fergie Jenkins of the Chicago Cubs. He was the last one to do it before Tom Glavine.
Well, we don't know nothing about him.
In 1995, San Diego third baseman Ken Caminiti, he became the first major league player to homer twice from both sides of the plate 3 times in the season. He went 4 for 4 with a career high 8 RBIs in the 15 win over Colorado Rockies. And the Big Red Machine in 1997, Mark McGwire, hit his 54th home run, and he became the first ever in the Major League Baseball team, Major League player to hit 20 or more home runs with two different teams in the same season. For $5,
That man in the Hall of Fame.
can anybody name the two teams that he played for that season and he hit 20 or more home runs with each one of them? 5 seconds. 5.
Oakland A's.
Not required.
3.
I can't do it.
Wasn't it like the Cardinals in Oakland?
Yep, Jody got it. Cardinals.
Yeah, that's what I said. Cardinals and Oakland.
That boy just guessed the heck out of that.
But he said,
Hey,
Give me all the two teams he ever played for.
hey, B, I ain't gonna cap, bro. I knew he played for the
I got
Cardinals.
it right. I said the Oakland A's.
But I'm like, that nigga played for one more team, and it was a team that had some green and shit on it. And I was like,
That was the Oakland A's.
The only team I know with green in baseball was the Oakland A's and the Arizona, the Cardinals, not Arizona.
But Jody got it out. You didn't get it out. You did say it, but Jody
I
got
said
it out.
Oakland A's. I said Oakland A's. You already said the Cardinals.
No, but did you say both teams? You didn't say both teams. I said
Man, give me 250.
if y'all just send y'all cash apps and I'll send y'all 250 if y'all work that out. But
I want my whole $5. What you mean?
Hey, that's a bitch. Y'all see that?
Your cash app, Jody, I'll send you $5.
He just like your dumb ass brother.
And in 1998,
The only
Seattle's Alex
NBA news I want to know: they free Dame yet?
Hold on,
Oh no, they got some NBA news.
Hold on, let him finish.
So in 1998, Seattle's Alec Rodriguez hit his 40th home run and became the third player in baseball history to hit the 40-40 club, 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases in the same season. And so it's heating up. 11 games left. That's a lot of baseball in baseball, but time is running out. So most likely the season is going to end next week. By the end of this week, we have a full round out in the playoff picture. Who's in, who's out, who plays strong in September to play in October, and that's it for the MLB. Back to the studio, you guys.
Let's get it. We appreciate that, Elmo, with that MLB news. So off to the NBA news. Mike just asked about did they free Dame?
We need to get Elmo on TV. I'm sorry. That was good.
Hey, Elmo did a great job.
He did a great job.
It's hard to follow that. It's hard to follow that. But Elmo, I'm gonna catch you when the NBA season starts. I ain't got much. I'm gonna get you in the NBA season.
Hey,
But
NFL too long. Shit, it's too long.
yeah.
I can't do all that. I gotta cut mine short.
As far as Dame, from what I've been researching in the rumor mill is that Miami and Portland are jacking up the talks with Dame right now. It looks like a third team will be entering. What that third team or who that third team is, I don't know.
It ain't fucking Chicago.
It probably ain't Chicago, but the Dame talks is hyping it up. Dame did put out, I think he put out on Instagram, maybe Instagram or Twitter or X, whatever we call it now, that in a perfect world, he'll stay with the Portland Trailblazers for the remainder of his career. But we know this ain't a perfect world, so that means
he won't out. Gotta get his ass whooped.
That's as far as what's going on with Dame. The second bit of news is that the Los Angeles Clippers and the Philadelphia 76ers have stopped conversations with James Harden trade. So it looks like James Harden either has to report to camp or he won't be eligible to sign with another team next season.
They can restrict him from being a free agent next year.
They can restrict him from being a reason. So it looks like if James went out, he looks like he got to go to camp.
Get your ass
looks
to
like
work.
the beard is weird. The beard is weird.
Get your ass to work.
That's it. Get your fat ass to camp, nigga.
Exactly.
That's what they told me. Get your fat ass to camp.
What about that Oubre?
That's what I was just about to say. Kelly Oubre just got signed on a one-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Honestly, with me being a Sixer fan, I love the signing. He's a 20-point per game scorer. He's very decent on his 3-and-D guy, very decent on the defensive end, and that's something that Philly lacks on their bench. So I love the fact that we did sign Kelly Oubre. I've always liked Kelly Oubre, so it's cool to have him on the squad. The last bit of news to all our people out there, and actually Jimmy gave me this without even knowing. the last bit of news is that anybody that is subscribed with the Max app, the HBO Max app, it looks like NBA games is going to be coming to the Max app live. I think
Yes,
they're playing
sir.
about
Is it like the
60
old
games.
HBO app?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
So it
So
looks like
I can watch NBA games?
Yeah.
So Jimmy just put it in the group chat, and I was like, I'm gonna use that. So yeah.
Hey, he don't
HBO
read.
Max.
Reading fundamental, dog.
It is.
Oh,
It is very funny.
but y'all know,
But,
the Lakers just signed Jared Vanderbilt to a 4-year extension,
Yeah.
yeah, I did see
$48
that.
million.
I saw that. Very, very, very good defensive player.
Oh,
Fuck
go
LeBron.
James. Yeah.
It was kind of
So
lackadaisical in the playoffs, but he very well did get earn his money throughout the season. But yeah, to everybody that has HBO Max this season, NBA will be playing 65 regular season games. They
I
got the
can't wait.
NBA tournament. Then of course they're gonna be doing the playoffs as well in the
oh,
what's the
but
tournament?
do you know any more behind that? Where they are about to put the rules in about load management that
Yep.
for you to be
Yeah, so
eligible.
what I hear, for you to be eligible to do the load, and from what I understand, LeBron James is already
He's exempt.
already sanctioned in. He's exempt,
Yep.
so he
He's
can
exempt
take
already.
as many days off.
I
as he
don't give a
wants.
damn. He should be not exempt, and his ass should be there
Hey,
playing the damn game.
Coach James exempt, baby.
So, nah,
What it
so,
do, baby?
so from what I understand is that with the new load management thing is that if you have two or more superstars out, especially on a national televised game, there is going to be some type of fine or some type of punishment. I haven't really read the whole thing, but just
I think it's gonna be like 100,000 first offense, and then the second offense it escalates, and after that it's $1 million there on out. I think that's what I read.
So the NBA
Yeah,
is
so
cracking down on these superstars not playing. So Kawhi Leonard, if you're watching, please
why you gonna single out Kawhi? That man ain't
But
doing
you know
it.
what? It wasn't even about that. The reason why this came about was because the San Antonio Lakers game, all them people bought those tickets and they set them out. LeBron didn't play. People over in San Antonio and people like, I paid all this money just to come see y'all play, and y'all not even playing. That's the reason why this is instituted. And I totally agree with it.
And I know also the other part of that is if you want to qualify to be an MVP, defensive MVP, and stuff like that, you have to play 65 games.
Yeah.
So I'm like, good. Stop load management, you bitches. Jordan played 82 games, and everybody else, man, I don't want to hear that. And he got clothesline on a nightly basis and still got up to go to work. Get y'all bitch ass up and go to work. Especially you, apparently phony goat, James. Give a damn if you 38. You chose to play. If you can't handle it, go retire. Shit.
Then he could
So bitch ass up and go to work.
Tell him stop. Stop. Whenever I talk about LeBron, he want to go. Man.
So I'm gonna take it that y'all are LeBron fans, right?
It's Allen Iverson.
Yeah, okay.
I've always been a
And I can accept that from you.
But when we have this GOAT debate, I raise my hand with Jordan. However, I give LeBron his credit as well because his game was
absolutely. He just ain't
LeBron.
Yeah, he's a great player. Can't take nothing away from the dude. But my favorite player is P5 all day. Paulo, baby. Paulo Orlando Magic number 5, baby.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The new face of the league.
I guess.
Hey, Jimmy been talking about P5 ever since the Orlando Magic drafted him, dog. So Jimmy a die.
Okay, I guess.
Hey, but if y'all watch him, bro, he's so sweet. He's so sweet, dog. Just watch him, man.
He nice. He nice. He nice. He ain't gonna be the face of the league like Jimmy say he is, but he nice.
Hey, he can dream. Shit.
But that's all the NBA I got for y'all tonight. Let's move it on.
And now finally, since we haven't had it for a long time, the Boxing Social, because our boy Chef Jimbo is here,
I'm here,
and
baby.
boxing has been heating up. I can't wait to hear what my man got for me this week.
Man, listen, man. I'm gonna make this nice, short, and sweet. First off, let's talk about the first ever women's bout that's gonna be taking place October the 14th in Orlando, Florida.
Woo!
Amanda, what's her name? Amanda Siriano versus I'm sorry, I gotta get her name. I lost her name that quick. Amanda Siriano versus Daniela Ramos. And this
Okay.
what makes this so significant. This is gonna be the first ever women's bout that's gonna be 12 3-minute rounds.
Woo! Yes,
And so
that is
this is the
significant.
big deal because this is what the women been asking for. This is what they've been wanting because they want to get
Yep,
paid
they
more.
want CTE. That's what they want.
Yeah, yeah. So, but also you have the WBC, the World Boxing Council. They said that they would never sanction a women's fight for 12 3-minute rounds. They're only going to allow them to do 2-minute rounds for their safety. So that's that. This is gonna be the first ever one. This is gonna be taking place with the zone. Some people call it dazzing. So
Yeah.
honestly, this is my birthday weekend. I was talking to my wife, we gonna see how I look. I might be trying to get me some tickets to go to that. We gonna see though.
It's Orlando. You should be right there. Oh,
Yeah, because the
I
tickets
was
ain't bad.
doing
They
you.
like $60-$80 and up. They ain't bad.
That's not
Man,
bad.
that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's
Is
bad.
that
No,
You know,
take
that,
is that
advantage of that, boy.
is
Take
that
advantage.
is that close? Is that like close like ringside or what?
Those are on the outskirts, the $60 and $80 ones. When you get the ringside seats are 500 to 1,000.
Oh,
yeah. Who on that card? Jesus. Jesus come in the box. Him and the
Yeah,
devil.
I'll take the
I'm
I'll take the
like, what?
69. Give me the
Now,
69.
it just
Right,
depends.
right.
but you got to remember Amanda Serrano and who was that? Who gave that amazing fight in Madison Square Garden? Taylor, Amanda Serrano and Taylor. They
Yeah.
gave that amazing fight a few months ago. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be Amanda Serrano. She fight both
I'm
sports,
tuning in.
UFC
I'm
and
tuning in.
boxing.
I'm
Puerto
tuning.
Rican
Hey, I'm
princess. Yeah.
tuning in. I'm tuning
So
in.
and
Love my
lastly,
boy
I
Weak
got to
Boy.
talk about it because my boy got knocked out, man. And Earl Spence, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Earl Spence was recently defeated. Undefeated Earl Spence was recently defeated by
Yeah.
the pound for pound king, and I can call him that
Bud
pound for
Crawford.
pound king, Bud
Hey,
Crawford,
yeah, the video's in the
2-time
intro
undisputed.
video if y'all ain't seen it. Yeah, the video's in the intro video.
Yeah. Hey, Bud
Anybody that
Crawford.
shit
I
up,
told you
Brandon?
he
Come
go
on,
to
Brandon.
another.
Come on,
He,
Brandon.
he go.
Come on,
He go
Brandon.
to another place. Well,
Yeah.
you gotta watch that. If I gotta watch LeBron in that video, you gotta watch the boxing in the video.
Yeah, I gotta
Now,
watch it. I knew Brandon did that for a reason, but I ain't say nothing
Oh,
though.
I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose.
Yeah,
You know I
yeah, he
did.
did.
yeah.
But he got Deontay Wilder in there too. I don't know why.
Yeah, I got
But
Wilder
hey,
in there too.
I know that's what I said.
But
I don't know why it should be but the Gypsy King. But whatever.
but
I
but
love the
pretty
lyrics.
much after the fight, the rules of that fight was there was a rematch clause if the person activated their rematch clause within 30 business days. Earl Spence activated his rematch clause within the 30 business days, but also the clause in it was the winner gets to choose what weight class it was going to be at, and they
Oh,
would
Mm-hmm.
get the majority of the purse, which was
Right.
understood. And after the fight, Earl Spence say I'm moving up to 140, and I'm hoping that the rematch could take place at 154. Sorry, 154. Chance Bud Crawford
Right. I
after the
heard
fight
that.
says that
Hey,
making 147 was hard for both of them, and he said the rematch would take place at 154 pounds. But now that
okay.
Jamal Charlo is
I thought it
fighting
was
Canelo,
168.
no, Canelo at 168. Canelo
Okay.
fighting Jamal Charlo at 168 and for undisputed at 168. Now,
Mm-hmm.
now Bud has his eyes on one of those guys. Whoever wins, he has his eye on a winner. Bud, Terrence, Jamel Charlo, or Canelo, whoever wins.
Mm.
So now He's changed his stats, which is within his right because he's the winner. He still gets to choose. But a lot of people are giving him a lot of backlash because you gave your word to that man after the fight that it was going to take place at 154. And now he's saying, no, Earl Spence, if you want the fight to take place again, it has to be at 147.
Yeah, that's trash. That's not bad business, man. Can't mess with nobody
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so a lot of people giving him a lot of they heckling him for that, and he says if you want the fight to take place at 154, you have to give me a bigger percentage than what I already got. So he already getting a 60-40 split. He wants more now.
Oh
if
man,
it takes place
crazy.
at 154.
Oh no,
I can't do that. I don't G for that, man.
Terrence with that bull job, like, and even Terrence said that Earl Spence gave up a lot to make that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? So you know that man did that. He gave up a lot, and you still gonna cut him at his legs like that. Like,
you
said
on,
you was a
don't do that,
dude, homie.
Yeah, don't do that. You'll turn me off now, man. You don't do that,
man. I was starting to like Bud, but now I'm like, I can't deal with you,
homie. Hey, man, any traction on that Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight? I keep hearing about it, but I don't know if they got any traction on it.
Bro, can I be honest with you, dog? That fight would have been happened, but it's the same name keeps coming up, and that's Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has always been the problem between that fight. Because I even heard Deontay Wilder say Anthony Joshua wanted to fight him, but pretty much Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, they had a deal worked out. But you know, you got to go through a promoter. But Eddie Hearn wanted Joshua to get more. So when he came to negotiate with Wilder and his team, he always asked for more. And they were saying, we already got something worked out in between us. Don't change it. But Eddie Hearn always changed it. So we're going to see where that goes. We just need Eddie Hearn to get out the way, pretty much.
Oh, man. And then the Lewinsky and the Gypsy King, any traction on that?
He's fighting the UFC guy in Africa, I think.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about afterwards. Is they going?
Well, the Saudi Arabians, they're trying to work out a deal where Tyson Fury fights Usyk and Deontay Wilder fights Anthony Joshua, and the winners fight each other.
Well, and they got the money. Now that is, got the money. I would love to see. I would love to see that a tournament.
So they're still working on that right now. Yeah, they still working on that. That's not.
They they throw out big numbers. Now them Saudis, they throw out big numbers.
If anybody's paying attention, the Saudis are trying to undercut American sports.
Yes.
If you look at it, they're really trying, because they're talking about boxing. They already got soccer, right? Because soccer is actually the most popular sport in the world. They're talking about basketball now, also talking about a league where, like, they would pay LeBron James them and like the superstars like them to play over the Middle East. They're trying to cut America out.
They already spook golf. They spook golf.
Live merged with the PGA already. They merged
because they was beating them. They was throwing out big numbers. What's that dude name in soccer, Elmo, that they offered 1 year to for?
Oh, Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, 1 year they offered him what?
$775 million.
And he turned it down. 1 year, $775.
I wonder why he did that.
He said he turned it down.
He didn't like their politics or something.
The hell with their politics. For $775 million, I don't have to be a part of it. Just give me my check, and I'm gonna go about my business. Period. That's it. You know, because if you look, they're paying Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's with Al Hilal. They're paying him $75 million a season. And he's going all the way through 2025 right now.
Yeah,
2025. So
who did they just give $1.5 billion to though? Or did they also?
So they offered. That's for Cristiano Ronaldo, the guy that's what's his name. His contract is up in
Yeah, I know
2025.
who Cristiano
They,
is.
yeah, they offered him $1.25 billion, and he's been over there for this is be his third year over there. And he's going. I'm like, dude, with that type of money, bro, he's a billionaire already, bro. Like with that type of money, and we talking about USD, like the United States dollars. You know what I mean? Like or euros, no matter how you look at it in euros, dude.
Right, you rich.
That's like
Period.
crazy, dude. Like that type of
That's
money,
why I
man.
said those Saudis, man, they got that oil back in them. They can put on a boxing extravaganza and make those purses just unbelievably ridiculous that you can't tell. Floyd might
You
even
can't,
come out of retirement.
you
And
can't,
You
and and,
know,
and this is my last thing before I go. We got to talk about the Shakur Stevenson thing, the Frank Martin, the Devin Haney.
okay.
You
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
Devin Haney offered Shakur Stevenson a 25-75 split for undisputed at 135. And Devin
Right.
Haney, Shakur Stevenson said it was a slap in the face.
I
He
agree.
deserved more. But Devin Haney said that even with the 25%, he would have been making more than he's ever made in his career.
That's true. But even though that would have been more for him in his career, come on, we're just talking numbers, percentage wise. That means you're gonna get 75% of whatever it is, and you're gonna give me 25. Bro, you can at least do 60-40. Let's be honest. Right? You can at least
Or he
do
can
60.
just come up. He can come up 35 to
Get a man 40%.
35%.
As long as you get the lion's share of the purse, who cares? Get a man 40% of it though. Don't
I
slap him
mean,
because you can. That's not right. You know what I mean?
what
Because
you can
now,
do, you know what? In this type of situation, because Shakur Stevens is a name also. Of course, Devin Haney is the hotter name. In this type of thing, I feel that it should be 55-45.
I'll do 60
You
40. I think
know,
that should be fair and
I
reasonable
mean
for all.
55-45 because Shakur
60-40 is
Stevens ain't
fine.
no,
60-40 is
60
fine.
you
40 should
know,
be
ain't
fair, right?
no
60 40
slouch.
should be fair.
Yeah. The
I
champion gets
mean,
60, the other guy get 40.
We
And
get
you don't
40.
got no
but
Boom.
belts.
still, the
You have
champion
no
get
belts.
55, the dude have 45.
But
But
Nah,
I'm
but
just
because
saying if the
whoever got
belt's on the
45, he
line,
did all the work.
exactly.
you know.
He had to raise that, promote that, and all that type of stuff. That's his camp doing all of this type of stuff. He should get compensated for that. I think 40% is more than fair, more than reasonable for a person that I'm fighting, that don't have a belt, as you put it. That should be more than fair. Because if the
That's true.
25%,
Okay.
because if the 25% was going to be more than what he made, then you know what? Help me out with the generational wealth here and give me and tack on another 15%. You know what I mean? Because who's to say that if you hit me the wrong way, I can't make never box again? Then what? You know what I
Yep.
mean? Brothers got to look out for each other. Regardless, we know it's a business and we know it's a competitive sport and it's a barbaric sport.
And you missing the obvious one.
But still
What
look
if
out
I
for that brother.
win? Like, what if I win the fight?
But
If he
I
wins
didn't beat you.
well, if you win, you get the bigger purse bid for the next fight.
for the next fight, then right? That
For the
bolsters your
next
case.
fight.
But that
I'm talking
bolsters
about
your
right
case.
now.
But no, I mean, come on, because you're the underdog here, right? You know what I'm saying? You're the underdog here. Hey, I ain't never heard no underdog get more than the person that's favored to win. That ain't never
I
gonna
didn't
happen.
say get more. I'm just saying what y'all 60-40. Why that instead of 25? Because the man that's getting 25 say if he wins.
But if he
Now
Okay,
he
wins,
just got
but the,
25%.
I know people. I know some people got to go to work tomorrow. But the last part of that story, talking about fighting Frank Martin next. They almost came up with a deal, but Shakur turned around and offered Frank Martin the same deal, the 75-25 deal. And then he got
trash.
mad at Frank Martin for asking for more percentage. And none of them has a belt. None of them has a belt in this division. And you offering somebody 75-25 deal.
Right.
Like, now that's a slap in the face.
He's being disrespectful, bro. That's
Yeah.
disrespectful right there. That's
Yeah.
disrespectful. You can't do that, man.
Well, that's
Exactly.
boxing. You know, boxing is always been, like that. I actually did uncover some news about Miguel Rivera, which is the young man that we've spotlighted a few times because he looks and fights like Muhammad Ali. And I've noticed he has not been boxing and like disappeared. Miguel, after his last fight, dropped a dirty piss test and he's suspended. So I'm upset with him because I'm like, damn, dog, you you juicing or something, dude? What's going on with you? You know, you had it going on, and then I'm like, what happened? Oh, damn, you suspended now. Now I gotta think about if all your wins were clean now. But Nico Ali Walsh, or Walsh Ali grandson, he keep going, still undefeated. Looking forward to his next fight. Because the man is
Nico better
making a
be
name.
careful because he didn't look good in his last fight, so he better tune up some things because the higher you
Oh well,
go,
you know how that goes. You get started to feeling yourself a little bit like, yeah, I made it, and then somebody catch your ass and bring you back to reality. Hopefully that's oh, okay, let me stop. I ain't make it yet. You know, and that's what I'm talking about, 5-0. Y'all got a champion in that family going on. You know, good job
He doing
there.
his thing. He doing his
Yeah,
thing.
5-0. Hey, doing
He
his
got
thing.
he got a long way to be like his granddaddy though. Period.
yeah, he got a long way.
He has a long
Shit,
way.
a lot of people got a long way to be. A lot of boxers got a long way to be. Before they become his granddad. Although Floyd Mayweather say he already there, I don't know about that. But
Floyd trying to
I
use that
love me some
money
Mayweather. Y'all know
for TNT production,
I
man.
love some money. Matter of fact, hey Jimmy, what have you heard about that Mike Tyson Lennox Lewis bout? I heard they was trying to get one going. I ain't heard
Man,
nothing
ain't
since.
nobody worrying about that. They need to go sit down
Yeah,
somewhere. That's what
they
they need to
old
go
now.
do.
They old.
Hey man,
Listen,
I'll
y'all
watch it.
had y'all time. Y'all had y'all time, man. Let these young cats get their time, bro.
Right.
These
Hey
And
young
man,
then
look.
whippersnappers.
Yeah,
and
who are
then
we to tell people when to sit down? If they feel like they can still do it, God
Well,
bless
hey,
their heart, let
you
them
right.
do
You right. People still gonna buy it. People still
I
gonna buy
would.
it.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
I'm
but it
gonna
ain't gonna
watch
be
it.
like I would. I ain't gonna lie, but Mike got a
because
successful.
Mike and Holyfield was talking about doing it again for a third time, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, but I
Mike got a successful weed farm business out in California. Why?
don't. I
Why?
mean, because competitor in him, man,
The
he
hell with that.
reignited that fire. He reignited that fire, and dude, have you seen his training videos? I'm
I
looking
have. I
like
have.
that man look good. So shit, let him do it.
Mike
Let him
Lowe.
do it. But
But I get it.
Jimmy, any more boxing news from you?
Nah, that's it for me, man.
All right. Well, at this end, I'm gonna touch in on some fantasy football for all you fantasy players out there.
Just a
Um,
small touch. Small touch. I got to get
yeah,
going.
just a small touch. I know. Just some injury updates. Nick Chubb went out in the Browns Pittsburgh game with a knee injury. The word today is it might be an artery that's behind his kneecap, and
Crazy.
if it is, they're going to have to amputate his leg.
Ooh,
So that
that's
man's career, that
That's
that
crazy.
dude's career may be over. I pray that it doesn't happen. Prayers to Nick Chubb and his family. That
absolutely.
gotta be rough.
Yeah.
Um, he's another big name that went down. First week Aaron Rodgers, this week Nick Chubb. For all you other fantasy owners, and it's been a rough week for some of our favorite names, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, 2 straight weeks of, remember y'all said that I got cheated in that trade and it was garbage? Shut y'all mouth. I knew what I was doing. So, so y'all better, man, recognize the Rams, Zakura, whatever his name, that wide
Nakua.
receiver, that young brother, has been going off the past 2 weeks. Jeremy, you a thief. Anyway, he been going off the past 2 weeks. To recap our family talk league, um, shout out to B. He got the most points this week with his team. He
Boy,
he
look like my old
obliterated.
self out there, didn't
Yeah,
look like my old
obliterated.
self out there.
Hold
Shout
on.
out to
Yeah.
my nephew. Our mom won his first game. It was a
The
nip and
upset,
tuck.
the upset of the
Upset
week. The
of the
number
week.
13 seed beat the number 2 seed.
And he
Yes,
did it
sir.
with Justin Fields getting a -3 at quarterback. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I got my ass whooped. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Chris Poole. That man got a juggernaut of a team featuring the Dallas Cowboy defense.
Yeah, boy.
A game I was actually paying attention to, where I called the "Who Gonna Sleep on the Couch" bowl. Nick lost to his wife, Teresa. Sorry,
Lost to
Nick.
his wife.
Nate, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I play her this week. I'm not sleeping on the couch. That ain't my business. Anyway, shout out to Chef Jimbo. I gotta give him his props. He is 2-0. The man is rolling. Last year's #1 pick is off to a good start. Looking like he got it together.
Sir.
Shout out to my brother Elmo, 2-0. Man was in a nip tuck battle with a man that had 2 inactives. And he was still in the fight, but he 2-0. But no, I'm just saying.
We got 4 teams that's undefeated.
Yeah, so we got 4 teams undefeated. Week 3. Hey, it's heating up. Shout out to the champ, Jeremy. 0-2. I thought you was going undefeated. I thought you was going to win the belt this year. But
that was dead when I beat him week 1. That was dead right there.
all right, but hey, you can turn it around, man. It can turn around. Keep your head up.
Hey,
Mr. Skywalker, my man Jody.
Hey,
almost.
I broke 100 this week. All right.
Yeah.
I broke 100
Jody
this
came
week.
close. He came close. If his man would have got a touchdown last night, Jody would have won his first game. He came close. Keep that energy. I think bold prediction, Jody wins this week. I'm saying it.
Hey,
it's the same one from last year. So now it's Yankee.
Can I talk about Jimbo? Can I talk about Jimbo for a second?
Real second. People got to go to bed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I'm on Central Time.
Let's talk
Real
about
second.
Jimbo's 0-2 in that one. Jimbo, what's going on in that other league, boy? How you 0-2?
Oh, Jimbo just.
Listen, man. Hey, I'm gonna come back just like Dion team always come back.
There you go. Hey, Jimmy, I believe, my boy. I believe.
Thank you, bro.
I don't.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm secretly rooting for Jimbo in Family Talk. I want to give him his Intercontinental title. I don't care if I win.
Yes,
I don't care if I win or not.
I can't rock out with that, Elmo. I can't rock out with that.
I'm not. I'm trying to fight, man. Did y'all see my squad? I'm fighting. You crazy as hell.
Hey, being 2-0.
I'm just saying, outside of myself, man, I want to see Jimbo. Hell, I want to see Jody and Jimbo in the finals if I can't make it.
Oh, Jody,
there you go.
We know that.
If you see me, if I have to play Jody, I'm gonna spank him. That's all I gotta say.
Hey,
I'm gonna put him on my knee.
You should have put me in your knee in the other league.
Nah, you won that, girl. You won that. I don't got nothing to say. You won it.
Well, you know what, man? That is it for us tonight. My brothers, them on Eastern time. I'm on Central, so I still can be up. They got to go bed. They got shit to do. I ain't got nothing. But you know what? Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes,
thank you for the comments. Let's keep growing this sports podcast. Because as you grow, we grow. Vice versa, man. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget, Family Talk and Unhinged tomorrow. 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Week madness.
Middle of the week mayhem. Last week, we got it cooking. It went off the rails. This week, hey, you never know. Tune in for the barbecue on Saturday, 8 in the morning Eastern. Pull up, like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe to all our social media. Can we get a picture of all our social? Somebody, Jody, get off your phone.
I'm looking.
Thank you. Like,
I don't think we got one up here.
We ain't got one up here, but we can definitely throw one up here real quick.
yeah.
We got one on
We
there.
also we on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can catch us throughout the week. If you don't catch us live, and tune in, man, and check out our recorded broadcast, and leave a thumbs up or something, and keep us growing, because you know what? Not just a podcast. It's a family, people.
Family.
It's a family. Hey,
So good night. Good night to y'all.
Tell her, Mike. I need to win this belt so I could show my wife it was all worth it, because she about tired of fantasy already, boy.
I be talking
Why
to
she
Sam
tired of it, man?
Hey, Sam won't say it out loud, but I know she's tired of hearing it, boy.
Why?
Hey,
Why?
listen,
Bro, all the time I spent with drafts and trades and stuff. Yeah.
First of all, listen.
It's football season.
I'm
Tell it only comes around once a year. That's
I'm
it.
telling Jimmy this now. Jimmy, stay out my freaking roster, bro. Yeah, every single other day I get trade requests. Just stay out my roster.
Jimmy be hitting me too, Mike. Jimmy be hitting me too.
But you know what, though? I'm going to tell y'all like this. Hey, let me tell